In my two cents, got my drink in my Hey y'all.
Tina is bad at opening up the show, y'all. I figure I'd let her try to. She bad at opening up the show.
He did not tell me I was gonna be opening up the show. First of all, okay, I just want to put that out there. Not you just gonna put me on air and think I wasn't gonna be me. You didn't give me no kind of directions, no nothing. Oh hey y'all.
It's too much work. Welcome to
Say
Same
welcome to
Cat.
the Same Cast Different Day podcast. I am Tina.
Yay, I'm Martel. We're here. Happy Easter. Easter is this Sunday.
Resurrection Day. Happy Resurrection Day.
Mm.
Well, Sunday.
Is it really Resurrection Day, considering that it always happened on a different day every year?
Sir, it
I'm just.
is. Do you know what Ash Wednesday is?
I
I
know
believe
about it.
it's 40 days after Ash Wednesday is Resurrection Day. Tomorrow is Good Friday,
And I'll be
and I'm
not
off work.
home.
Those jobs that got
I'll be at
holidays and
work.
weekends, I'm gonna tell you,
I'll be
I
at
won't
work.
be for the next 3 days.
I forgot to give
I,
Tina the update on the job situation. I do that off camera. Um,
I haven't
but to,
talked to you in a while.
I know it's been so much that has happened in life, in general. I'm just
I
tired of
agree.
people.
Same.
But to
We
kick
both
things
over here dragging.
off, let's get into what the talk of the town is, and that's Diddy's house being raided, I believe, by the FBI for sex trafficking. I don't know if somebody said to him ahead that his house was going to be raided, that he decided to send his plane to, I think it was Argentina or something like that, but they said he never got off the plane. Some people say he was spotted in Miami, but I think it's been so much with this story that's going on. It's ridiculous.
I
And
don't
I don't
feel
even
no
know,
kind of way about it.
and to be honest, I don't even know if we should even believe this or not. I mean, should we be surprised that people
Well,
when it comes to
no.
celebrities? I'm like, I don't think we should be surprised at this point.
So I knew that when Cassie had pressed the civil suit against him and he settled outside of court,
Hmm.
and just the way that they publicly, like all of that information about what she was saying and this, that, and the other that was in the complaint was made public, like I knew it was going to be a domino effect because those type of situations it always is, right?
Hmm.
Only thing is hers was a civil suit and these are criminal charges. So people got to realize like it's up to the DA's office to pick up something like that and press charges. So
Hmm.
they had to have had some type of enough evidence to get a judge to sign a warrant for them to go into his home, right? So it's
Hmm.
something there, some piece of evidence somewhere that gave them enough probable cause to go into this man's house. Okay.
Hmm.
He wasn't there. I think two of his sons were there, right? Or something like that.
That's correct.
So it's kind of like, it's like, yes, it's house, but then you got multiple residents in one home, right? And who's to say that they were actually after him per se? You know, we
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen the warrant. We don't know what they were looking for. Things like that. It's just stuff that the blogs are posting. Of course, we saw the video of them raiding his home. Um, but I mean, we
I,
have like
I mean,
historical evidence of incorrect homes being raided, right? I think we talked about that in the last episode. Where people were going into, remember the one lady with the sick baby,
oh yeah, yeah.
right?
They threw the
That person they were looking for hadn't been living there for what, a year or so or something like that, or and
it was,
she wasn't even from there.
right. She was up there for her baby to get surgery.
So I just feel like this is like a wait and see type of thing. I am deep down inside hoping that is not true because whatever allegations that he got going on that we've seen on the blogs, that's kind of is sickening to me. Um, but I do believe that we have to have some type of faith in our justice system, and we just sit back and wait. I can't say if it's true. I can't say if it's untrue. None of
Right.
us know because we didn't deal with him specifically. I mean, we've heard a lot of other celebrities say things about the way that his lifestyle and stuff like that. Um, and who's to say they had a reason to lie? But it's just kind of crazy. Like, he's been in the entertainment industry for quite some time. And what is that? I'm done with you. Is this is that the restaurant fireworks?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god. I, anyway, he's been in the entertainment industry for quite some time, and it's like what I don't like is to see everybody like I don't like to see that domino effect. It's like unless NDAs were signed, you had a chance to be like, hey, something's not right, da 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 da. But now it's like a whole can of worms open. And I'm like, did everybody sign NDAs and they all expired at the same time? Like, what's going on? You know, it's like,
Right.
that's what it seemed like. But I mean, this is going to be interesting. It might be tragic.
Yes,
They
this is
talk
gonna
about
be.
the reporter and her death.
I mean, because there was a story going on about that he was possibly. This was like a year or two ago. That he was possibly having people, allegedly, um, because there was a lot of people who were there when he first started the Bad Boy record label. They all have had some type of mysterious death when they were either they was doing a documentary or they were doing a tell-all book, and whenever this documentary or tell-all book was coming about, one of these people from the original Bad Boy record label was doing it, they all somehow mysteriously ended up dying. The only person who has survived is Al B. Shore, who was in the process of writing a tell-all book when he had got sick and miraculously ended up in the hospital. So it's he
I do
has I
remember
think
that.
so I believe he does has a lot of secrets that he's trying to keep secret and no longer able to keep these secrets.
Well, my thing is, okay, show a little restraint. Like, you know, if you got he whatever he was doing, he let it be seen by too many people.
Mm-hmm. And that's
And
exactly
then,
what it
to
was.
me, I mean, okay. So this is my personal opinion. He was never attractive. You know, he always, and I was really happy when he put on them sunglasses because he was always
Mm-hmm.
really creepy looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and he is like he got narcissistic like tendencies, like very feeling like he was untouchable. He couldn't this, that, and the other, and that. It's just
That,
everything that's done in the
playing
dark come to light.
and he just did people wrong in the music industry. Like
He did.
one of his most famous songs after the whole Diddy Dirty Money thing was Coming Home, and that was recorded with two black girls. But then now that
Hmm.
that song has become really popular, he actually replaced them with a white woman. And then the other two girls who
Uh-huh.
actually sung the song and wrote it, he just basically took them off the song. So like that song like I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world that I'm. So that was originally sung by two other black girls, but now when he went back, so like he got invited to perform at WrestleMania. He got invited to perform at other events, but he never had the two original girls who sung that song, the black girls from Diddy Dirty Money. When he was doing that, he replaced it with a woman. So now that the song is popular, I don't think people of the who wasn't around during the original time when that song came out know who the original singers was on that song. Just like
Who this?
a lot of his artists, like his artists from like Day 26, like they're trying to revive their career. Donnie only had one album. Danny Kane was never able to make a comeback. Um, you just like to be honest, I don't even know does Bad Boy Records even exist still? Because I don't even think he have any more artists under Bad Boy Records who is currently making music.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's a good point.
Because to be honest, because besides I don't know who's buying Sean John no more. He's not really doing the TV shows no more. So besides Ciroc, I guess he's just living off of royalties at this point.
No, he don't. No, Ciroc, he don't own whatever kind of deal that he had with Ciroc, or is it what was it? Was it Ciroc?
Yeah, it was Ciroc.
I think that's over with. I think that's done and over with. Then he had another one. Was it called DeLeon or something like that? He had another liquor that came out. I think that's one of the two contracts is over with. Um, and then I think he sold his shares in Revolt, right?
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot
I think
about
he sold
that.
his shares. Yeah, he sold his shares of in Revolt. Um, what else has he done?
It's for I say for
Like
like
I couldn't think.
the last 8 years, he's just been like just not
He
doing
might have been
anything really.
producing. He might have been doing something. I mean, he had been. I feel like he was doing more producing and writing for like other artists. So like the City Girls. You know, he was kind of latched on to
Oh
at least
yeah.
one of them. And then I understand like now one of the members she going kind of solo now, and they kind of and it's just speculation as to why. And I've heard some people say, allegedly it was because um, the other member of the group was around Diddy all the time and this, that, and the other. So, but I mean, they remain friends, but it seems like that the
I
other
just
member of the group has kind of distanced herself from it. You never saw pictures of all three of them together. You know what I'm saying? I never
mhm.
saw any of that. So it's just kind of it's interesting. I like to watch patterns and behaviors of people and things like that. And I just,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just like I said. I just don't know what he's done lately in recent years. I mean, like I
I
said,
mean,
like you said, he's just probably just been producing. But then, like I said, other than that, yeah, I don't know what he's been doing.
he didn't really have to do anything, right? He
He,
investing his money in ownership of things. He's gaining assets, right?
right.
So that's how he's making his money, like a residual income type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he didn't really have to produce any music. He dropped a new album himself.
He had an album
Yeah, he got an album out.
recently.
Yeah, a few months back, probably about 2 to 3 months ago, maybe something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Let me
he
go
sure
check.
did.
Let me go check on title and see when it was this last. Cause I had no clue at all.
Hmm. The only reason
Uh,
why I knew is because I follow Carisha on Instagram, or Young Miami, excuse me, on Instagram, and she had a verse of on a song that he had.
yeah, he had a album in 2023 called the Love Album. I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Did
And
his
it's just, it's just how he just keep changing his moniker. Like you, Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Combs, and they did take out Sean John out of, it was a lot of like anchor stores because it really wasn't being sold in anything but anchor stores. I'm not
hmm
really sure who was still wearing it that already didn't have it in their closet from years ago.
right.
Um, but they did stop selling his clothes, I believe, or
Hmm.
was it a severely discounted price? It was something. So, and that kind of started happening with when the whole Cassie thing kind of broke out. And I'm happy for her. Like when I found out, and her man is her husband, fine, okay, fine.
I don't know who he is.
Oh, he's fine.
Hmm.
So, and then she started having kids, and I was like, yowzers. Like, she lived all this time and hadn't gotten married. She all of a sudden popped out of nowhere, got married, and I think she got one or two kids now.
Hmm.
I was like, yowzers.
She got her happy ending.
Yeah, but that kind of goes to show, like, I mean, what that definitely whatever was going on between him and
He he was
Cassidy was
wasting her
toxic.
time. She she should have pulled a Mariah and sued him for wasting her time and got 50 million out of his ass like she got like Mariah did for
Yeah,
wasting my time.
it sounded like somebody. It sounded like somebody talked her, and she gained courage from somewhere to step.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard thing to come out with. You know, just because people are just ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she stay with a man that long? Like, do you not know what abuse is? You don't understand the cycle of abuse. I see. And she's sitting up here saying that it was dangerous for her to leave this man. Like, I just don't like it when people just, especially in situations like that, or battered woman syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome, you know. So, but I'm glad she got herself out of it. Looks like she's having a happy life. And I want her to continue on that path. Now, whatever happens to Diddy, hopefully it is all truthful and honesty. I hope don't nobody plant nothing. I hope ain't nobody lying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I want him to have a fair, if he ever has to go to court, a fair trial. Like, I don't ever want to hear somebody being falsely accused of something that they didn't do, because those are very steep allegations, and he will never be able to come back from,
Right.
ever, never.
Like how Vince McMahon
Sorry.
has been outed. He's been erased from his old company in a video game the video game where they'll be playing like a video package from like something from some years ago. They blur Vince McMahon out. Like they blur his face out. They have erased him from his own company. So we can possibly see that happening with, Diddy. With all these allegations.
Ain't no possible. It's already happening.
Well, okay, yeah.
It's already
So to
happening.
switch gears, Tina, do you want to tell them about your Alabama governor signing a bill to restrict diversity?
Sir, I haven't talked to you in like forever. You gotta jog my memory a little bit. I don't remember. I
Alabama
don't know.
governor signs bills to restrict diversity and inclusion programs in schools, university, and government agencies.
Oh man, I didn't read too deep into that. You go ahead. I sent it to you though. I think.
Lord have mercy. You sent it to me, but don't really have a lot of facts. You just
Like, how long ago though? How long ago did I
it was
send that to
recent.
you?
It was like last week. That ain't that long ago. You know, this why I don't be dealing with black folks, y'all. This why I don't be. Okay, so basically, this bill is going to restrict the teaching of diversities and restricts the and limits the teachings of diversity, equality, and inclusion in public schools, universities, and state agencies across the state of Alabama. Which,
Which
I
is
believe
sad.
Alabama is a Republican state, and because
So what?
I'm saying that's why this governor is wanting this bill passed because once again Republicans don't believe in diversity, they don't believe in inclusion, and then it's this one person I keep hearing all the time like, oh, they need to stop putting the woke agenda of video games, the woke. I'm like, why is I'm like I'm so tired of hearing the people talking about all the woke agenda, the woke agenda. I'm like,
First of all, a political party is not it's not included in the definition of diversity. That's
it's
not
not.
what that is not. So like that shit's stupid. I don't care what political party you are that you claim or you feel like you belong to. People are people. You don't have one state where everybody looks the same, where everybody's the same race, everybody has the
Hmm.
same religion, everybody has the same political party. Hell is are you an omnivore? Are you a vegetarian, vegan? Like nobody. It's a difference of opinion in different cultures. Like wherever you go, that's just life in general. So for you to try to remove or not teach about diversity in school is beyond me because you're gonna have kids in school sitting next to people that they don't look like.
Hmm.
Your culture is not like mine.
And it's just like they were blaming the reason why like all those train derailments was happening was because they was too busy trying to hire diverse workers. So that's what they were trying to blame the train derailment on that. And
No,
then
somebody just
speaking
has a shitty hiring process.
that too, and speaking of that, that's gonna bring me to the story we're gonna talk about later when it comes to the mayor of Baltimore and that whole ship situation later on in the show. But
How
yeah,
can you blame so when people think diversity, what's the first thing you think of?
when they think of diversity, like,
What
oh, they're not going to hire white people, they're just going to hire minorities just to make them look good.
so diversity means the inclusion of minorities, generally
Hmm.
thinking, right? Whatever the minority may be, right? So you trying to say minorities are stupid?
I
Because
believe
that's
that's
what
what
it sounds
they
like
trying
to
to.
me.
That's what they trying to say.
Unskilled.
Because like when I hear about a workplace saying, "Oh, we need to diverse our places," is like they just like most like some places where it could be majority of the laborers are minorities, but everybody that's in management and up
Everybody that sit at a desk.
is all white.
Yes.
So then when
Yes.
they say they want to do diversify, like, oh, we need to get some minorities in here in management, like, or we need to move some of our people up that's in laborers and move them up to management to diversify our company. Because the one
But
it
my
does
thing,
look bad when you just all
it does look bad.
we have all minority laborers and then you got an all white management. Then
But
that's
then
how
you
you
got to
know
think
there's no
about
fairness there.
the environment in management, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always say I didn't want to be in management because I'm not going to deal with your foolishness. Don't touch
Mm-hmm.
my hair and ask me how I can change my hair every day.
Right.
Don't ask me if I got braids in my hair because you braid your hair like I can braid my hair and these don't look like braids. You get what I'm saying? Don't come to me and randomly
Mm-hmm.
ask me about a rapper that I ain't even never heard of, but you think that because I'm black that I know all the rappers that's out there. Don't get surprised when I tell you that I can play violin and classical piano.
Oh, they'd be
Don't get
surprised.
surprised when I tell you my son is a 4.0 student. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, do those environments look like that minorities don't want to be around that stuff? You get what I'm saying? And then it's
Mm-hmm.
just you get to saying, or if minorities are met with this type of ignorance, because to me that's just plain ignorance, right? You come at
Mm-hmm.
somebody in my culture or whatever I'm doing, the way I dress, the way my hair look, what my kids are doing, has nothing to do with the job that I'm doing. If I can do the job well, leave me be. You don't need to come up to me because you're curious, because you're ignorant. Your ignorance, what curiosity killed the cat, right? In pure ignorance. You
Mm-hmm.
come up to me and you start prying into what my culture is, making me feel uncomfortable. But then when I get tired of you being ignorant and I say something back to you, now I'm the aggressor. I'm aggressive because you was being stupid. And then
Right.
now I don't want to work. I don't want to work in that environment anymore because you're ignorant to cultures that are not your own. You're culturally incompetent.
That is true.
So then on top of that, pay these people what they're worth. My salary better look like her salary and his salary if I have comparable education and work experience.
Right.
So I feel like that's a lot of that. And then for them to sit up there and say just because they wanted to, do the whole diversity thing, that's stupid. Like to me, that's really stupid. You can't blame other. So you just said fuck the whole, excuse me, forget the whole hiring process and vetting these people as good potential employees. And so you saying you just threw anybody in there and you already knew they couldn't do their job.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say about you? Because you're not going to tell me that it ain't a lot of qualified individuals out here for a lot of these jobs. They just don't want to deal with you. So you can't, they don't want to accept your job offers.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm sorry, I went on a run again. Sorry.
It's fine.
My bad.
I'm trying to find a file that I thought I uploaded, but I guess I didn't upload it. So
So, but you know what I mean? That's terrible to even say something like that. And I always hear all of these terrible things that people say, and I'm like, well, what about the stuff they didn't say? Just imagine the
right.
stuff that people don't say out loud or have said out loud, and the general public don't know. You know, it's just crazy. To me, it's just wild. I don't like racism of any kind. I don't like not including somebody because of either their lifestyle, if it's not um if it's not detrimental to anybody that they're around, right? So your lifestyle and you as a person, you cannot change who you are. I cannot change who I was born as. I cannot. That is always forever going to be the person that I was born as. Things that change over time, like behaviors, beliefs, things like that are they're less tangible. You know what I'm saying? But things like I'm black, I'm always going to be black. I can't change. I couldn't help that I was born black. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't help it.
Right. And then
And it's so
speaking
wild to
of,
me.
no, go ahead.
Go-
Oh no, because I'm about to talk about this other thing.
I was just gonna say it's just so blown back how people are so surprised and they said, "Wow, you're really intelligent. What did you expect?"
They expect people to be idiots that look like minorities.
Why? Because I got tattoos like what in locks, and my skin is brown.
Brown people are not supposed to be smart. You know that's what they think about us.
Wow, you got a lot of tattoos. I sure do, and they cost a lot of money.
and
Why did you
then
do that to your body? Because I wanted to.
right. And speaking of lifestyles, in Russia, they officially added the LGBT movement to their terrorist extremist blacklist to arresting people basically who are, I guess, protesting and who are showing. like signs of being LGBTQ. So they recently they had arrested employees of a gay nightclub as part of the first criminal extremist case against members of the LGBTQ community. He also signed into law that bans gender change in Russia. There was a gay TikTok couple arrested in Russia for violating anti-LGBTQ plus laws.
Who does that? That's
And then
okay. Fine.
Russian politicians claim Peppa Pig is turning children gay after show debuts lesbian couple. So that is a lot to digest right
No,
there.
it's not. It's another case of ignorance and
I mean,
control.
it is another case of ignorance. It was just like all the stuff that I just read. I'm just like, wow. And then I think you had made the comment like if Trump get reelected, you can see him doing something like this, and I can absolutely
I
see him doing
do.
something like this.
I do see him doing something like that. Absolutely. Especially when it's other countries doing it. You think that's not on his list of duties to do when he get elected or if he gets reelected?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And let's not get it twisted. Like Trump, when he wants to put something in law, it happens quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pushed through and it happens quickly. And that's just wild to me. It's like somebody woke up one day and was like, "Oh, we're gonna pass this law. You can't belong to any of these groups or identify as any of this." And now they expect you to just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna flip a switch and turn it off," and this has been your lifestyle.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's just
That's
like
crazy to me.
I believe it's Uganda where they
Yep,
passed the law
it happened there
where
too.
they passed a law
Yep,
there where if you're caught doing anything of the LGBTQ plus anything, you are sentenced to death.
yep, yep. And that's what made me send that to you because I remember that one from Uganda. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
this is just so extreme.
Them people
You
was
know what I'm
minding their
saying?
own business, living their own lives, and then here y'all go.
That's just wild to me. It's beyond wild. And I just feel like it's just wrong. Out of all the things that you could ban, they were trying to ban books, ban slavery from being taught, banning diversity. Now you want to like, what is going on?
Hmm.
Like, what is going on?
These people who were born in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and early 60s are holding on to a time where the white people reign supreme, and they don't like the fact that minorities are getting smarter, are are living better lives than them, are educated, and so much more, and they just can't stand it. They want to go back to a time where black people's got to ride in the back of the bus. There was colored only water fountains. Black people had to go in and out the door. They want to go back to the time where black people were mostly working in either factories or in homes, cleaning homes and cooking and taking care of their kids and stuff like that. They want to go back to that time period because to them that was the best time period of their life. That was the glory day.
I
That
knock
was the
all
good
this
old
shit
days
over.
where they had control.
I knock all that stuff over. What you mean? No colors allowed. Man, I spit on every one of them signs. I'll be in jail every other day. Every other
uh,
day.
and the thing is, what they don't get, like if they try to pass a law to try to go back to them times, they don't understand that this is the generation that is between the Gen X, the millennials, and the Gen Zs. This that fuck around and find out. We don't care. We would go fuck some shit up and leave and dare you to come after us. We gonna dare you to come after us if you try something like that. You say you go put up a sign in front of a store and say whites only and watch how fast that motherfucker get burned down or shot up. Go into Chirac and tell them it's a white only club or movie theater or grocery store and watch how fast that mug gets. You just watch.
And here's the kicker though. Minorities are not the true minorities anymore. Like, look at the population of whites versus blacks versus
Right.
Hispanics versus minorities. Truly are not the minorities anymore.
Mm-mm.
That's just a name that stuck with us.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own businesses. We own our own land. Like, we grow our own crops. So the thing is, because a lot of us live in poverty, we know how to do without a lot of things. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want to start to seclude and segregate and this, that, and the other, that's not cool. And then for you to start taking away people's civil rights, and you're gonna get a lot of pushback. It's not gonna work. What you gonna do? Massacre a whole country?
That's what they gonna do.
You know
That's
what
their
I'm saying?
plan.
Like, that is not cool. That's not cool at all, and I don't like it. I don't like none of it. It's really stupid. And for them to just, I can just really see it happening here in the United States, and I feel like it's gonna be passive aggressive at first, where people are going to be going to different events and they get shitty service, to the point where they don't want to be there no more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I feel like, that's why we got different bars for different, groups of people to go to because they feel more comfortable. And that's crazy. I should be able to go into Brookfield and sit down and have a dinner without being stared at.
Right.
You know, we're people. We wake up, we go to work, we pay bills, we take a shit, we go to sleep. And liquor is included somewhere in
I'm sorry. I just saw your the other thing you sent me where it says Saucy Santana and his friend look like Timon and Pumbaa. I'm sorry. I
there. Hey,
just.
they did. It was hilarious.
I'm
I was cracking up. I was falling out. I was falling out. And what I liked about it, and see, that's a good example. Like that, what I liked about that, because they were on live together, right? Chilling, doing whatever. And somebody made the comment. And Saucy saw it and said, they said somebody said Timon and Pumbaa. And they didn't get mad. It was funny. They took a, what I'm saying? They took a joke because that was like the most accurate description of both of them at that time, man. But they out here living their life. You know
They
what I'm
are.
saying? They ain't bothering nobody. They making their money. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. It is what it is. So I don't know. Somebody that should be chasing their grandchildren or their great grandchildren got mad because people living their lives. Is what it sounds like.
Pretty much. And then they teach their kids to be racist too, so and their grandkids to be racist. So then they get mad and their
That's
grandkids
wild.
don't be racist. They're like their grandkids come home and like, look at this is my friend, this is my best friend, and it be a little black boy, they be pissed off, or a little black girl, they be pissed the hell
I was
off.
a lot of my friends, a lot of my white friends. When I was younger, I was their first black friend.
I mean, well, you did grow up in a time.
I grew up in a time. I did. I did.
and,
I did.
and
Absolutely did.
and speaking of some dumb stuff. I'm hoping that this is the right clip because when somebody had first told me this, if it's not the right clip, I'm just gonna cut it off. But and explain it. But if this is the right clip, play it.
The presumptive 2024 Republican nominee is turning to religion once again, but definitely not in the traditional way. In a social media post yesterday, Trump announced he is hawking his own version of the Bible, combined with other papers he claims to have read. Take a look.
I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again. I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible now and help spread our Christian values with others.
Jesus inspires us to love one another.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters.
With hearts full of generosity and grace.
Why do I have to ask for forgiveness if you're not making mistakes?
Scripture teaches us the Lord is close
to the brokenhearted.
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them.
I cherish women, and I will be great on women's health issues.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the...
My favorite book is the Bible. My second favorite book is The Art of the Deal, and it's not even close.
Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 3:17. That's the whole ball game.
You can do anything. Grab them by the... You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
On this good Resurrection Sunday, Jesus, we are ready for your return. Because, number one, anybody that read the Bible or know the Bible in the slightest, what is 2 Corinthians?
To be
What is
honest,
2 Corinthians?
I have never read the Bible all the way through, and even I know that's incorrect.
That's what I'm saying. 2 Corinthians? Why he do that? Why did he just do that? And then how you gonna create your own Bible and add some additional papers? What is these papers? Who let him do this?
It was the
That should be off limits. That should be against the law. That should be against the law. You don't rewrite the Bible. You should be what?
And the fact that he's selling this Bible for $60, who and people really.
And it got a flag on the front of it. What is that? The Holy Bible of the United States of America. What did it say?
The Bible of the United States of America or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
It's supposed to have the Constitution in there, the Bill of Rights. I don't ever think he's ever read the Constitution. I don't ever think he knows how many articles there are in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights. Or I don't think he knows any of that stuff. And yet these people think that this man is the best fit for president of the United States.
2 Corinthians.
That's how you know this man sell a damn Bible and never read a Bible a day in his life. Because I ain't never heard of no 2 Corinthians. You hear, second, third, fourth, fifth. You hear all them.
Like what?
You hear all these others.
Other books in the Bible, and you're gonna say 2 Corinthians? Like I cannot not.
Do he know what the Ten
play.
Commandments? Do he even know what the Ten Commandments are? Do he know?
I don't know. It should be coming on this weekend. Maybe you should sit down and watch it.
I wonder, does he know his 10 Commandments with the 10 Commandments? He might think it's 20 of them. I can't with this.
Now with him trying to create himself to be a false idol, sir, you made a Bible? Come on now.
Bible and trying to raise that money to pay that bond he got to pay.
That is first the shoes, then the Bible.
Oh yeah, but he was trying to sell the Trump ones to black people.
Stop playing in people's face. This man is a joke.
Oh, the Air Force Trump ones.
I cannot wait to see the history books, files, whatever they're gonna be in the future of my grandkids and how this is depicted in them books. I want somebody to write a real history book, is what I want. Somebody out there write a real history book.
Right. And then speaking of more idiocy, let me get into this next clip because it's going to explain itself.
Right-wingers have blamed the collapsed bridge in Baltimore on the fact that the transportation secretary is gay. On Tuesday, 26th March, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsed after it was hit by a 100-ton cargo ship. But conservatives have already jumped on the bandwagon of blaming the left, and specifically the transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, who is gay. One popular conservative X account tweeted a picture of Buttigieg, claiming he would address the Baltimore bridge collapse as soon as he's done chest feeding, a phrase that transmasculine people often use to describe feeding their children. Right-wingers have been saying for years that Buttigieg breastfeeds his children as a homophobic joke. Even the shamed former Congress member George Santos jumped on the bandwagon, tweeting that he was revoking Pete's gay card in reference to a video of the transportation secretary in 2021, speaking about how road projects have historically divided communities of color.
The pass was constructed such that a bus carrying mostly black and Puerto Rican kids to a beach, or it would have been, in New York was designed too low for it to pass by, that obviously reflects racism that went into those design choices.
The transportation secretary has not risen to the homophobic and baseless claims made against him.
Today, we are most acutely focused on the emergency operations underway and on the families that have been impacted.
So what they trying to say? He can't do his job because he gay? Come on, man.
It's his fault that the bridge got hit and collapsed because he's gay.
I swear y'all drive me to drink. I swear, because what?
Like I said, this man said there were back in the day there were bridges and stuff designed too low for buses couldn't pass on them, so that way people who live in Black and Puerto Rican communities was not able to get to the other side of the city due to public transportation not being able to get them there. He has not mentioned not one time when these people were making these hateful comments about him that he even addressed these comments. He continued to do his job, and then all of a sudden, right. And it's because of the fact that he's gay, the boat hit the bridge and collapsed. They had nothing.
So it's not the fault. It's not the fault of whoever was behind the bridge.
The thing was, so with the whole bridge situation, so the boat did send out a mayday and say, "Hey, we lost engine power. Like we can't turn the boat. We don't have no control over the boat right now." So the backup generators came on, but the backup generators, when those came on, it still did not give them the power to control and steer the boat. So which they did on the bridge, that much traffic crossing the bridge. Yes, it was workers on the bridge doing potholes. They did not get word that there was this big ass ship coming towards it. So they did, or presumed dead. But the ship they did drop the anchor on the ship to try to get the ship to stop, and it just wasn't enough. It takes a long time, like they said, for 100,000-ton ship to come
that's a very big ship. Yes,
a big heavy ship. So they did what they could to try to get this ship to come to a stop, even dropping the anchor to try to get it to stop, because they did not have control over the boat, which is whatever the way the current was going. That's the direction that the boat was going in. They had no control over where the boat was going. And so that's what happened. But they're trying to say because this man is gay, that is the reason why the boat hit the bridge.
That's terrible, man.
I just can't. And then so there's more to the stupidity that happened. There was somebody else from the Black delegation who had put their 2 cents in about this first. So it's actually a 2-part video that I'm gonna play for y'all. So it's gonna be him and then the mayor going on a news show explaining himself and responding to what people were saying about him. So I'm gonna play the Black delegation clip first.
Man, life's funny, ain't it? A literal bridge fucking collapses in the middle of an ocean because a ship ran into it. It's a shock and a fear that's been unlocked and hasn't been unlocked since watching Final Destination. And a young Black mayor comes out to pretty much talk about it, to put everybody at ease, to showcase why he was voted as mayor of the city, shows his leadership qualities, the stuff that he worked so hard to be for. And people get mad that he's wearing a Letterman jacket and talk about the reason why the ship collapsed was because he's Black, because of DEI. Not because of the ship, because it's a Black man. And I feel like I just think about this every time some shit like this happens. And it goes like this. And black people, you could chime in on this.
Yeah, that's some white folks.
We can work so fucking hard to be where we want to be at, and people will still use dog whistles and just talk shit just because. We could work 100 times harder than these niggas, and they still have a problem. It's like, yo, this is stupid. And the laugh just numbs the anger.
I like him. He cute. And the laugh just numbs the anger.
It does.
I like that. I like that.
Oh,
That's why
this
people
whole,
be like, when I start laughing, they be like, I'm for real. I'm like, I know you for real. That's why I'm laughing.
so they tried to blame it on him too, the bridge collapsing because he's a black man in a Letterman's jacket.
What you want him to like? What?
They expect him to be out there in a business suit at Wood the bridge. It collapsed at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So at 4 a.m. or 2 a.m. when he got to the scene, you expect me to be in a business suit? I
He
just
should have
got
came
out.
out of the motherfucking bonnet to make him mad.
I was like, this man was probably at home sleep when he got the call. Hey, bridge collapse. We need you to come here.
Or he could have been out kicking it.
That too. And next thing you know, so I show up in my regular street clothes, and y'all mad because I showed up in my regular street clothes to do an interview about the bridge collapsing. So here's what his response was to when all these.
I will allow you, Mayor Scott, if you choose to do so, to respond to the tomfoolery and attacks on you for having the nerve to be black and also a mayor.
Well, I think, listen, I know, and we all know, and you know very well, that black men and young black men in particular have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men should have a say in anything. We've been the boogeyman from them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say the N-word. And the fact that I don't believe in their untruthful and wrong ideology, and I am very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them, because me being at my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk, and they should be afraid because that's my purpose in life.
I like that.
They should be afraid because that's my purpose in life. I love it.
I love it. That was a great. I'm sorry. That was a great response.
Great response. I love it. I love it. I like that. Okay, these black men out here showing out. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Hey, boots.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh goodness, my throat. So I lost my train of thought because I've had to cough.
That's okay. Well, let me expound on it. Like that's crazy. Like now he got on there and said, "Stop playing in my face." Real professional, like y'all better stop playing with me. I enjoyed it. I mean, so that's a tragic thing that happened that nobody could have stopped from
Right,
happening.
and I say no workers on the bridge lost their lives, and the only thing y'all can think of or send condolences out to the family or try to figure out how to help these families is first it's the gays' fault and it's the black man's fault for showing up in a Letterman jacket to talk about what happened.
Or just talk about how we're going to rebuild the bridge to be higher or better, or if it's going to have the ability to, I don't even know what they call, lift up.
So I don't think that bridge needed to lift up because I think it actually it travels along the bridge, and it doesn't need to go under the bridge to go out into the ocean or whatever.
Oh, okay, I see what you
Or
mean.
anything, right? So I think it was just that they just lost power, and that's just the way the water current was going in the direction of the bridge, so they couldn't steer to make it go in the other direction. And they lost power, they lost control of the steering, so the boat would just started floating in the direction that the water was going. They did what they could to try to get the boat to stop. They dropped the anchors to make it try to stop and come to a stop. It just was too late. There was nothing they could do about it.
Well, so yeah, but they, they got to focus on rebuilding the bridge, right?
Yeah, and they
Um,
have the video where the boat lost power, and where so it's not like it lost power. You can see the lights go out on the boat.
like it
You
ain't
see what,
nobody, it's nobody to blame for nothing
right,
like that. But
and
like you
you
saying
see
that
where the
they're
lights.
focused on,
Yeah, you can see where the lights come back on. There's a big black cloud of smoke where you see the generators popping back on. But just because the generator is working doesn't mean that they have control of the ship still.
no, that's usually just emergency power only, right?
Right,
You can't really do too much with that. You're
right,
not you're not gonna be able to give power to all them engines for something that big.
exactly.
You're not. So, but yet they were worried about him wearing a Letterman jacket. That is beyond me.
Okay,
That's
I can't.
beyond me, and he handled it well.
He
How?
did.
He
So,
handled it well.
there was a special election that was held in Alabama. I'm gonna play this clip for y'all because this young man had the scoop for
We
us.
have some amazing breaking news. A Democrat has just won a special election in the state of Alabama, flipping the seat from Republican to Democrat. And it's a district that Donald Trump won in 2020. Yes, that's right. Democrat Marilyn Lands won the special election for Alabama's State House District 10, and she ran mainly on women's reproductive rights. And I want to be clear, she didn't just win the election, she won by 25 points. And as I mentioned, this was a Republican seat. It was in a district that voted for Donald Trump in 2020, and in 2022, it voted for Republicans by 7 points. But now the Democrats have won the state house seat in that district. This is a huge victory, and in my view, a sign of things to come. The American people are sick and tired of the MAGA Republicans and coming after our rights. Republicans think they can overturn Roe v. Wade and they'll have one rough election, but everybody's going to get over it in 2024. Well, they better think again, because the results tell a different story. Republicans are not ready for what's going to happen in 2024 because people of all ages and all backgrounds are going to show up to the ballot box to kick them out of office, just like people in Alabama's 10th district did tonight.
What's Rosy Cheeks' name? He always be spitting some fire.
I know, Harry Harry Jensen, I think Jason, I can't remember. This is what it
Okay.
said. But yes, he is totally right. People are going to show up in astonishing numbers to vote these Republicans out. Now, like I'm not saying Democrats have the best ideas. I don't think they have the best ideas also, but are they interfering with people's rights? I don't believe that they're doing as much as the Republicans are doing at the moment. You don't like you don't hear about Democrats putting forth bills to stop people from being able to have kids via what was the surrogate, they freeze the eggs and all that other kind of stuff. They're not passing bills for that. You don't see them passing trying to get rid of abortions. And it's crazy because you hear about people like, I'm stuck with this kid I didn't want because I couldn't go and go to the port because they at the time when the pregnancy happened where you can go get one before the baby is fully developed. The none of the clinics here were open. So and then we had what was it down in Texas where we had a bunch of women who were raped and were forced to have kids because of the non-abortion law there. So now we're just going to have a bunch of kids, a couple of thousand, maybe 100 some thousand kids in this world now.
Because of that.
Yeah,
Hmm. You know how I
it's a
feel
mess.
about that.
Right. Jesus, just fix it all. Fix it all, Jesus.
Men,
And,
men should not be no. Well, I'm not gonna say so. Men in particular, like women or men, should not be making decisions for somebody else's reproductive rights. Like the choice should
mhm.
always be there. The choice should always
Exactly.
be there. You let people have elective surgeries that they shouldn't be having all the time. Make big
Hmm.
money off of it. It's not necessary. There's a lot of risk to it. You haven't banned BBLs yet. There's people dying left and right from that shit. You don't even require them to be completed in a hospital. It can be done as an outpatient procedure. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Tummy tucks and shit. Like you doing a whole tummy tuck in the doctor's office? Make that
Right.
make sense. You know what I'm saying? You stitching somebody's abdominal muscles back together. Make that make sense. So, but it's considered cosmetic elective, so it doesn't have to be in a hospital. Whatever, I get it, but I don't get it. So you let those things be legal, but you let if, like you said, all of those people got raped and they probably weren't ready to have kids, and then it's like if you ban like if you ban abortion, like what's gonna be next? Is it gonna be birth control? Like what is it gonna be? Then it's like we really gonna have a lot of kids just running around here.
Yeah, I feel
Speaking of
like
birth control, I'm just gonna throw this out here. Speaking of birth control, it's gonna be an over the counter pill, birth control pill, available at pharmacies without a prescription.
hmm, there y'all
I
go.
don't know how I feel about that. I so me as a healthcare professional, I don't know how I feel about that because we prescribe their hormones, right? So we prescribe birth control pills based on what's good enough for you. You do labs. Your doctor asks you a bunch of questions. They do a check into your health history. Do you have hypertension? Have you ever suffered a stroke? Do anybody in your family suffer a stroke? Are you a smoker? How old are you? All of those things matter when it comes to hormonal contraception,
Hmm.
contraceptives. They increase your risk of stroke and heart attack. Okay, I took a birth control pill, a very popular one. I went to my doctor, got put on it, and it shot my blood pressure through the roof. I've never had high blood pressure. Okay, they switched it to a lower dose of the same hormone, and I was fine.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really
Hmm.
know how I feel about that. It's a lot of side effects to birth control because they're hormones. People have suicidal ideation taking them. And if you're just going to pick them up from the pharmacy, nobody's managing or keeping up or keeping tabs on how you feel. Are you having these side effects? You don't know if this is okay. You just moody today because you think you're just having a mood swing and you're not really realizing that it's the medication that you're on. So I'm not really for birth condoms. Yes. Morning after pills. Yes. Okay. But long term, like birth control, nah, nah, no, no, because is somebody gonna die?
I, I I was just gonna say like they so worried about like abortions and stuff like that, and I'm like, but y'all ain't did nothing about people alcohol. Like how many people have died from drinking and driving across this country a year? But y'all worried
It's just a
about
lot of stuff.
but y'all worrying about abortions.
Or gun loss. Look at how many kids we lost to being shot.
Yeah, like but look what just happened in Russia when they stormed into a concert hall and
It was like 100 people,
started.
right?
Yes, they gunned down a bunch of people and then threw what they call them Molotov cocktail things
And then burnt. Yep,
and burnt the
yep,
place down.
yep. Then they tried to pin it, and I seen a bunch of people in the comments talking about something. U.S. has something to do with it, or I think something about somebody knew that it was gonna happen. It was a tip, and they didn't do
No,
nothing about it, or
the
something like that.
U.S. the
In
U.S.
Israel,
warned Russia or tried to send out a warning like, hey, there's an extremist groups on the rise. The same what they call them people. It was like a year or two ago. I forgot what they called that terrorist group, but that terrorist group was back on the rise and they were trying to do shit. So the U.S. sent out a warning like, "Hey, we got this intelligence that this is going on. Be on the aware, be on the lookout, whatever." They sent out the warning. Russia didn't take the warning serious, and then look what happened. Like I said, we got is everybody know that the U.S. got people on the ground in the
Mhm.
CIA that's undercover gathering information around the world. We all know that. It's no secret. We don't know who these people
Yeah, the
are. They
rest of
say
the
that
country do it too.
exactly. Now, I mean, the rest of the world does it. They all got their own groups that goes into these countries. Like I'm pretty sure there's somebody that's working at the White House right now that's from another country sending information back to another country. And it's just what happens. That's just what goes on. And
Hmm.
then on top of that,
Lord.
like Trump doing this whole thing to support, Vladimir Putin and best friends. Like Trump is for a nuclear war right now, and what a lot of people don't understand is the nuclear warheads between the U.S. and North Korea and Russia alone, just those three countries alone, will be catastrophic to the point where it can literally kill every single last person on Earth if those nuclear weapons was to ever be shut off. If there ever was to be a nuclear war, that's just the end of human life. And the fact that Trump is willing to partner with Trump, who is for nuclear war, is it just bothers me. And then you got these people who are saying like, oh, but they'll say, the whole Ukraine thing and all that other kind of stuff, and I'm like, but this man is for you. You guys want to vote for somebody who is willing to who's willing to go and partner with Russia, who would defeat it to end the Soviet Union. Y'all willing to partner with a man who wants to bring back the Soviet Union and have a straight out nuclear war that can end all life on Earth. Y'all want to vote for a man that support that.
Apparently.
Like, make it make sense to me. That's why I said he got these people so brainwashed and tricked, and it's crazy because like I believe that was last week or week before where I played that video where they were naming. They said that it was listed some stuff and saying that Obama was charged with this, and that, or Obama did this and that, and it's really that it was stuff Trump did. And they said that Obama should have went to jail and all these other kind of things. But then when they said, "Oh, excuse me, that was Trump," then they
Yeah, I remember that.
Tried to justify Trump being stupid enough to do it. Like, it's just come on, like you just cannot be that brainwashed. You can't.
It's called Stockholm syndrome, sir.
Ugh. But with that being said, I think I got like two videos for the videos of the week. Then I guess we could go into final thought unless Tina got some health updates for y'all. But other than that, let's go into the TikTok videos of the week.
So we just bought this house. What kind of USB port is that? Okay.
Oh shit. No, for real though, because I'm looking around my house. The only phone jack I seen, I think it is in the master bedroom actually, and no, in the living room too. There's one in the master bedroom. There's one in the living room that I know of.
So yeah, it's one in the dining room here. It's one in my grandfather's old bedroom. It's believe it's one in the kitchen.
I think it's
I don't
one in
think
the
I,
kitchen too, but
oh,
I think they
and
covered it up with a cover.
yeah, and then I think it's one up here also where I'm at. But I'm looking. I was like, is she serious?
Now she
Like,
started crying.
like Like you do know, like the Ethernet cord, when they plug up the Ethernet cord for you to have internet in your house, they look like that also. Just not as big, but they look like made me feel old. Okay, let me head into this next clip.
I lived a whole day like my cat, where I did everything he did for an entire day.
Whatever you do, I'm doing.
We started off the morning stretching, which was really great. I really respect Kurt for this one on his routine. He was kind of judging me for this one though. And then it was time to eat, which I was excited about, but I needed to eat on the ground because Kurt eats on the ground. So this was interesting. And then it was time for one of Kurt's favorite activities, which is looking outside the window. So we did this for a good bit. And then he just started staring at me, judging me, so I judged him back. And then it was time for a very common theme of the day, which was laying down. And Kurt took that spot, so I had to get on the ground. And then after we loafed for a bit, it was right back to sleeping. And I kid you not, Kurt slept for probably like 6 hours in this one spot. I can't sleep this long. So I stayed in there with him while he just continued to sleep. Then it was time for meal number 2, so I took my place on the ground and ate. So then once Kurt cleaned himself, I cleaned myself, and then we loafed until we went to sleep for the night. Living like a cat for a day is filled with some interesting things, and it's really relaxing, but that's mainly because it's filled with a ton of sleeping.
I should do that.
I would love for you to mimic your cats, sir.
You know how stupid I'll be by the end of the day. They stupid.
I would love to see it.
Oh, they are so stupid. Okay.
Only because you call them stupid.
They stupid.
They're frisky.
I don't know if
I
I
like
can
them.
play this
Yeah,
on the
that's
show, but I'm gonna play it.
Window is totally different. It's public property. So if you want to take this to a lawyer, then by all means, I don't care. Go take it to a lawyer, okay? No crime has been committed. You guys need to get out of here. You can go in your car. You can go in your car. You can get your groceries, and we can stop this whole
I
thing.
need his phone number because I am going to talk to
I will give you my phone number.
There you go. If he wants to give you your phone number, then he can. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
And I really don't want to, but I'll give it to you for the sake of, look, we live in the same place. If we can't have good energy here, that's a bad thing.
I don't know you from Adam. You just got here from Massachusetts or wherever you're from, Maryland. I've lived here 15 years.
Okay.
You're a newbie.
I moved here a few months ago.
I need your phone number.
Being a newbie has nothing to do with this. So you don't need to judge him about
I need a phone number so I
If
can.
he wants to give you your phone number, he can. If
Yeah.
he doesn't, then he doesn't.
What is it? So I can tomorrow.
1-800 up your butt.
Right, Emma? You know that this is a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit here.
Is it really?
Did you not see the sign there? What are you? Are you really? Did you really just?
Is it really? What do you mean different color windows on the house? On the car? Like what?
I don't know. Did she really
Dog,
call the police?
She called and that and the police officer was mad.
He's
1-800 up your butt.
Okay, I got another one for y'all.
It's so many key pieces of American history here. This truly humbling experience to witness this. Can't believe I'm here.
We need
Shaka,
to
wait till that girl go in the history books.
We need to make a trip. We
I'm
need to
like,
make
my
a
own
trip
history
to
book.
the Montgomery Brawl. We need to make it there. If that make it into the history books, oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna start chronicling. I'm gonna make a like a video diary of all the things that happened. Or you know how people do how we do like the month and each month of the year, so whatever the biggest shenanigan was for that month, it gets that spot for because it be going down real like man.
I think I got one or two more videos. So here we go.
Hypothetical question. Let's say 3 girls are in their school.
I forgot to talk about this also. So speaking of the video, so y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a trans person who unalived themselves because after they got into a fight at school, and it's like basically the trans person went into the bathroom, and then the cisgender females went in there and basically beat up the trans kid, and then the next day the trans kid killed himself.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I said a gender. I don't know. You know what the gender killed him or herself. They unalived themselves. So they have finally signed a law or passed a bill so that now they finally are going to investigate the school as into why they did not handle the situation very well, because after the trans kid was beat up in the bathroom, they suspended the trans kid and allowed the kids who did the beating up to go back to school. So they are now opening an investigation into what happened and into the school and why wasn't the kids who were part of that situation, what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Altercation.
Not suspended, but suspended. Hell,
Expelled.
not even expelled. What's what? I can't even think of it. Oh well. Uh, I can't think of it.
What?
What is the word?
The kids who did this. I mean, what? So if you're not suspended, you expelled. Before suspension comes detention. Um, fined.
Like
Um,
had like why wasn't their behavior corrected? Like why wasn't they be held accountable for what they did? Basically,
suspended. They
is
should
what
have
I'm
been
trying. Is
suspended or
Yeah.
expelled. That's behavior correction right there. Get out.
So they trying this. So they finally passed a law or a bill to that way that a proper investigation can be done about it.
Okay.
But yeah, so those was the videos of the week. So I guess we can head into final thoughts.
Oh, it's me. Final thoughts. I never have a final thought prepared. Um, what was I most passionate about today? Just the
Birth
civil rights
control.
and liberties. I was passionate about all of it. I feel like right. Just like stop taking away. So, okay, let me reiterate this. We have laws for a reason. We have rules for a reason, right? And those things follow closely to what I feel like are the Ten Commandments. A lot of them, right? You're not stealing. You're not cheat. You're not supposed to cheat. If you cheat in your marriage, then that's the way to absolve your marriage, and then you left on the hook for spousal support and yada yada yada. Right? No killing people. Love thy neighbor. Things like that. But when it comes down to people's lifestyle and choices that affects their lifestyle that has nothing to do with you, stop worrying about that. Like, if somebody is not breaking a law, then leave them alone. Because then when we get to putting your lifestyle under the microscope, you ain't gonna like it. So that's my final thought. Yes, baby.
Oh, hello everybody. So my final thought is I voted today. So make sure that you guys go out and vote. It is so important. Right now we got the judicials going on here. We have the mayoral. Oh, fuck, I can't even get out. But the mayor election going on. Um, and then the alderman election is going on also. So make sure you go out and vote. If you know me and live in my district, please do not vote for Malayla Cobbs. I cannot stand her. I cannot think of one thing that she has done for my community. I have never seen her in my community. Every time she's up for election, I always vote for the other person, and somehow she keep getting reelected. Please vote so do not let her get back in office. Like the only time you see her, doing anything that's alderwoman like is if there's a camera pointing at her and it's making her and it's funny. some reason making her look good. Other than that, you do not see her out in the community. You don't see her trying to solve situations. You don't try to see her fix any situations. You don't see her trying to come with solutions and plans to getting roads redone. You don't see any of that stuff. You don't see her doing nothing that an older woman should be doing. Like at least I've seen what's his name, excuse me. At least I've seen Bob Donovan. At least you see him out in his community and stuff like that. Like when something happened, like with some of the other aldermen and stuff, when something happened in their community, they go to the scene. You don't see in her community or in her district. You don't see her nowhere. The only time you see her is at the grocery store buy for her fat ass to buy some food, or if there's a camera pointing at her. Other than that, you don't see her do nothing else. So please vote for the other person on the ballot besides Malayla Cobbs. I can't stand her. Don't vote for her.
And that's your final thought.
Yeah, that's my final thought. And don't forget to look in the description below. If you go check out the description below, you can check out our social media pages, our podcast fed social media pages. And you can also head over to habits360.com and receive a discount when you use code Anthony4. And then Rep Sports, where you need your like energy drinks. They have energy drinks, like candies, whatever you name to need to get your energy. They have those things. You can use code Martell1 to receive a discount also. And with that being said, this has been Cast Different Day podcast. We hope you have a wonderful Easter, and we will see you all on the next episode.